I was the first Negro in the history of America to run for president of the United States. Now, if that's wrong, then tell me who ran before me.
I couldn't tell you. 1968.
Jesse Jackson,
Barely-
Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah.
They didn't run for president, they ran in the primary. If you don't win the primary, then you cannot run.
Right.
I was in the race, the only Negro in the history of America that ran for president of the United States. I ran as a write-in. And so had Obama not won, I'd still been the only Negro that ran. So a funny thing happened that night. That was 1968. I ran. November the 4th. This article ran 4 days later. You see the date on that? November the what?
November 7, 1968.
In what newspaper?
Page 6 of the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, now listen to me now. This didn't run in no other paper. So y'all want to understand about this country, you see. Wall Street Journal, one of the most respected papers in the world by fools. Now read the headline.
Election computer goofs gives Gregory 9 million votes.
Now stop there. Some white folks, against my better judgment, fought to put me on the ballot. In Pennsylvania. So when the election polls was closed, Computer gave me 9 million. Election Center set it down and said the projected president of the United States is Dick Gregory.
Wow.
That plurality cannot be overcome. Okay? This is your America. What they meant to do was plug that up to Nixon, and somebody goofed.
So your vote is not a vote.
Listen to me now.
All right.
That's what shapeshifter means when you know who you are. Now, read that first paragraph.
Right.
The first.
Some machines just aren't to be believed. Take the big computer in New York that was designed to compile results of Tuesday's general election. At one point early yesterday morning, the machine was crediting Dick Gregory, the comedian turned presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
Now, see, they don't know, and the ones do know that they wouldn't say it. The fact that no other paper ran that. Then you know, okay. Go ahead now, listen to it now. Go ahead.
This was just one of the scores of inaccurate and sometimes
You
astonishing
have to read no more. That's
returns.
it. Over there to your left, what did Walter Cronkite say up there?
CBS anchorman Walter Cronkite, after the errors were pointed out to him, apologized for not questioning the figures.
That's
He
the
said, "Any
bullshit that
fool."
comes in. Who is he to question a damn figure?
So was the computer wrong, or you got 9 million votes?
I got 9 million votes because they plugged it up wrong. They made a mistake and hooked it to my name. Okay? Instead of Nixon's name.
Okay. So it was a
showing how they were doing it all the way back in 1968.
Huh? You what?
They've been doing this.
Showed how they were fixing the election.
No, man. Since day one. Come on. You serious? They was doing it before they had what they would do when I ran for mayor of Chicago. White boy and the brother came to me and offered me $500,000, not to get out the race, but to get on the ballot. I said, well, I got to get a petition. Said, no, we already got that. And so the white boy said to the brother, give me my $100. And I said, what's that about? He said, this is your brother. He betted me $100 you take the money, and I bet him you wouldn't. And the brother was so embarrassed. He winked at me and said, this boy, everybody hooked up after midnight. He said, I'll meet you out there and show you something. So I'll go out. He said, what was going to happen if you open up the well, let me ask you this here. Y'all registered to vote?
Yeah.
So in the last 4 years, how many times did you have the opportunity to vote? The last 4 years?
6 times.
6 times in 4 years. So if you had an automobile in 4 years, you use it 6 times, then the garage where you keep it determine what kind of ride you're gonna have, not you. The same thing about a voting machine. So here's what they do.
Okay.
He said, you on line 5, Dale is on line 4. So we take this wire and hook it around 5, so every time somebody pulls forward, it registers for Dale. That's how they do it, okay? That's it.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. That's simple. They've been doing that for years. You know? And so somewhere, that's how they do it. And
Not impartial.
And so anyway, what's some more questions you want, and then we out of here. When you get home, you'll punch up your computer and the truth about your Social Security. You know about that? All Social Securities is owned by the Vatican.
Well, I heard when
Not Social Security, birth certificates by the Vatican, traded every day on the New York Stock Exchange.
when you get your child's Social Security number, you sign them into the corporation. of the
That's
United
right.
States of America.
That's right.
So as long as you don't get them.
And then also, the other piece, London is not part of Britain. And so just when you punch it up, the truth about London, in order for Queen Elizabeth to go to London, she got to get permission from the Lord Mayor to give it to her. She got to come dressed as a servant through the temple gate, and they back there dressed like devils. It's a whole, So I just say, God, thank you, because it's too hard to teach black folks with all the stuff they got in their head. You can't get the misinformation out. So here it comes down the chute. That's what when the 50 Dimensions did the song, The Dawning of the Age of that white boy knew it would be 15 years. That's why it was called The Dawning of the Age of Aquarius. So Aquarius came in May the 5th, the year 2000. That meant darkness is over. That represents men and all the wrong stuff. Now lightness is here, so women, it's their turn now. You see, at one time it wasn't nobody on this planet but women, okay? And they fucked up. And so here we here. So if I'm married to your mother, she's married to me, and we drug addicts, then there's a possibility you be born a drug addict. So that's what happened to them. They fucked up so bad they degenerated till they produced men. And they paid a hell of a price.
Yeah, I heard it was matriarchal society, and then
Yeah.
they let the men rule at one point, and then like you said, it just got
Yeah.
so jacked up. You know, but they don't want to relinquish power. When
They
you
don't
have
have
power,
to. They don't have to, man. You had it for 6,000 years. You don't even know it. You don't even know why you're here. The one thing you got to ask yourself, and you see how vicious this is. One of the greatest human specimens, they didn't produce Muhammad Ali during the Roman Empire. Look at him. And the white boys, they never said they was gonna kill him. They said, we're gonna shut your what?
my big brother.
Didn't they?
Yeah, he can't talk.
Didn't they? See, that's the ones I hang out with. Can't talk. Did y'all see the basketball finals?
Yeah.
The Stephen Lon fell on the floor. They say he had cramps.
Yeah.
You ever had cramps in bed?
Yes.
Don't you have to get up and walk?
Yeah.
You don't lay down with cramps. That was throwing the games. See how it works? This is something you know. You jump off that bed and keep moving until they leave. And then as good an athletes, and how come none of the other athletes had cramps? Since the air condition was off. See how it works? And so y'all go to Philadelphia, and they took a little fat, chubby white boy and did a thing called, what was the name of the movie, the fight movie? Rocky. And you go all over the world, who's the greatest fighter that ever lived? They say Rocky, not Muhammad Ali. See how it works?
Fictional character.
That works.
Well, we talk about that.
See, they don't know it's a fictional character. All they know is Rocky.
Right.
And then right here in this town, you had a great fighter that lived like 2 miles from here, the black guy. What's his name? Huh?
Larry Holmes and Joe Frazier.
No, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes. Joe Frazier. But ain't no statue of him up them steps.
We're working on that.
No, you ain't. No. Trust me. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. You bucking something bigger than you know. Put it someplace else. Put it someplace else. Okay. You're not doing. See, that's where we come through. We think we. Martin Luther King, $200 million statue on the mall, and you think you had something to do with it? He left here, he was the most hated man in the world. How can you hate me outside of here unless America's feeding that? And now he's the most beloved. Because they finding out some stuff about they didn't know. They have, before they had the FBI and the CIA, it was Army Intelligence. Army Intelligence have been spying on the King family for 105 years, and you think this shit just started? They knew who he was when we didn't. Huh? Grandfather, granddaddy, him. And they use U-2 planes on King. See how it works?
Yeah, so we'll talk about Barack then.
Huh?
Barack and his bloodline.
No. We don't need to talk about Barack if you just read that.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. The fix was in.
Well, see, when you keep pushing, it gets to gossip.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You read it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Not in Jet magazine. Huh?
I'm just trying to understand.
No, you can't buy. I'm not here to teach you.
Okay.
I'm here to give you information.
Okay.
Okay? To give to other people. That's all I'm telling you. You read it. That's why I gave it to you. And a lot of stuff I knew I wouldn't give it to people because if I show it to you on the internet and white folks told you, you'd believe it. And you say you wouldn't, but no, I know. I've been a black person longer than most of y'all. So I know what I did. I know what I did. And I know what I had to do to get out of it. And right now, I got to go to Europe next week. My first class round trip ticket cost me $27,000. The tax on it. Go to this government. They buy bombs and poison to drop on people all over the world and children. So when they fall on my children, they're different between me and most of y'all. I'm honest enough to say, well, it took you so long. I'm part of the fucking filth. Every time you buy a loaf of bread, you feed into this nastiness. So what think you so clean, huh? I got 10 children. 10 children. I never had a affair with my wife to create another God. I just give me some pussy, man. So how filthy am I? When I look in the mirror, I see who I am. I never owned a car. I didn't know the year, the make, the model, the down payment, the trade-in, the license I had to pay for. When I look at me, and I know I put more research on owning a car than creating God's new life. So who in the fuck am I? At least I get nothing unless I'm honest when I say God. I know it's coming, but just let me sit up on the mountain with some binoculars and watch them. Watch them. Just, and then come on get me, but you know. When they said I had the worst form of cancer, y'all know I had the worst form of cancer you can have.
I read about it.
Uncle Tom, my son's a school teacher, I said, son, we need somebody in the family that understands God's body. The U.S. Capitol used to be here. Have you ever asked yourself, well, if y'all gonna move it, why you just move it 90 miles? Why you just leave it here? Why you just move it 90 miles? Because if you understand astronomy, all this town, everything gonna be destroyed when the sun explodes. Except St. Louis, Kansas City, Washington, D.C. area. Most of Atlanta, most of Georgia, and most of North Carolina. That's why all the military bases is put there. They know what we gotta do is astronomy. can look at astronomy and go back a million years this way, a million years this way, and you see what happens. That's a game. And so consequently, he don't know, or he knows that's why he's getting out of here. Okay? And probably the next president could be black. Next election. See, the Republicans always have to put a black person in, but this one they ain't ready for. And what's his name? Herman Cain. Why you do that? No, I'm asking you for a reason.
Because I understand he's the head of the restaurant.
No, why were you shaking your head?
But I'm saying if he were to get in, it would just be.
He's one of the brilliant minds on the planet. He was chairman of the Kansas City Federal Reserve. Huh? And when I saw him with these buckwheat speeches, I said, oh, here you go. Here you go. If you know how rich I am and see me out there in some raggedy clothes, when I leave and go and see the homeless, all I got to do is look at your damn shoes. They forget to take off them $400 pair of shoes. Okay? So this is a game, man. It's a game. And then once you see it and know it, and see it, and I pray every day forgiveness, man, because I had this power before I knew it. I could have killed some folks and not even known it. That's what anger is, and filth is. Anger. Every time you have a sexual discharge out of your prostate, see, your sperms live at a body temperature 2 degrees below your body temperature. That's why the old folks used to call it 2 below. The temperature. So they didn't need this and that. All they do is put some ice on their nuts and they couldn't get your sister pregnant because the sperms would be killed. That's why in the summertime you see men walk. You see baseball players. They don't know. You see baseball players out there. They do that. Baseball players. They do that and then do that. That's the testicles. The body's heating up. Okay? Why do you think fantastic athletes can't produce fantastic son athletes? Because of the jock strap. That's why the Arabs always wore the pants that hung down, where the testicles could move down and up. And for years, truck drivers couldn't have babies because the motor, the engine was right under the seat. Their nuts would get too hot, huh? Yeah, I work.
You were talking mathematics a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but here, watch this now. In my testicles, every time I have a discharge, 500 million sperms come out. And the prostate have to give them the electrical charge. That's why we got so much prostate cancer, because I'm trying to get my manhood through my dick. That's why I call it good pussy. Through my dick. And the universal God. See, here's how you find out the universal God. I teach this to my grandchildren. The dinosaur left this planet 2 billion years ago. You know that. There was no church. There was no Christianity. If my mother was alive and walked in here now, you think God would just spit her out? She's so precious and nice and godly. But if you tried to explain to my mother Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian, she'd stomp your ass to death, because her ignorance didn't give her to know that Christianity never happened to 300 years after Jesus Christ was dead. Mama. I didn't learn until I was a grown man that the cross, they didn't invent that for Jesus. The Romans was using that 1,000 years before he was born. It was special. You know, they beheaded folks, hanged folks. The cross was for revolutionists. And so if you and your mother and your father was walking down the street, no, I had no cars, none of that. Huh? You didn't travel within 6 miles from where you was born. Where were you going? Everything was the same. Trees, mountains. So as you walk With your mother and father going to the mill to get some wheat to bake some bread, you saw these folks up on the cross. So your mother, you said, what's that? They said, oh, those are bad people. They was trying to do something to the government. So the cross represented revolutionists. So you would never want to be a revolutionist. So the problem with that story is Jesus was a revolutionist. What was them two thieves doing up there? Caught you.
Let me fix the mic.